This trick's called Bouncy Castle. It looks like this. So this trick isn't very long, but some of the elements can be quite difficult to get. So don't worry if this trick takes you a while. Now you start from an open loop, no wraps at all. You're going to put both hands in the loop. You're going to curl your left hand index finger and cross it over. So you cross both your hands with your right hand over the top. And you should end up with both strings kind of wrapped the wrong way around your hands and it crossed over the yo-yo. Then you're going to lift the yo-yo up the front and onto this middle string that's going between your two hands. But before you do that, as the yo-yo is in the air, you're going to also cross over your hands and you should end up in a left-handed basic mount. Then you're going to take your thumb and grab the inside of this right hand loop. You're going to pop the yo up in the air again. You're going to cross your hands and that right hand string on the yo-yo, you're going to intersect with your right hand index finger. And you should end up in this cross arm mount with one wrap around the yo-yo. Then you're going to uncross your hands and let your left hand index finger go into that string and pull your right hand index finger with the loop still on it. And you should end up in this that kind of looks sort of weirdly Houdini on both sides with the yo-yo in the middle. Okay? So once you've got that, one bounce, two bounce, then you're going to bounce the yo up again. It shouldn't leave the string this time because it's wrapped. And it's just going to go over your left hand index finger. But you're not going to let the string wrap. So you're going to curl your index finger so that you're just basically undoing the wrap around the yo-yo. So once you're here, you've done your three bounces, and you've done your unwrap, you're going to roll the yo-yo round your right hand and onto both strings that cross over in the middle. So not either one, but onto both at once. Then you're going to do a trapeze-like motion of your left hand index finger onto this right hand loop, on the front of the right hand, the right of the front hand loop. There we go. Why not? Unlike that. It's okay to land on both strings like that as well, or just the front one. It doesn't matter. You're going to then roll back off into this top string, and then you're going to pull your right hand and the loop that's over the end of your finger through, and you should end up in a heart mount here. The heart mount, you should have your right hand pointing in and your left hand pointing out with just the index finger. So you're going to throw the yo-yo around and do a suicide with this right hand loop. Stick your right hand back in, so now both hands are facing forward. And now these are the difficult suicides you're going to do. So you're going to go for a suicide the other way with your left hand. But as it's going up, you're then also going to suicide the right hand loop. Then as it's coming around, with both loops going around, you're going to catch cross-armed with your right hand in the left hand loop over the top and your left hand in the right hand loop under the bottom. So that can be quite challenging to get the first time. If you start throwing both loops at once, it can kind of close together and it's really hard to catch the loops. So what I recommend doing is starting with just as if you're going to do a left-handed suicide and keep the right hand in, but once you've let go of the loop, then act as if you were doing sort of a reverse right-handed suicide, and it should open up both loops as you saw there quite nicely. So once you've got that, you're going to do exactly the same thing in the opposite direction. You're going to suicide towards the left, letting go with your left hand from cross arms, as if you were going to do a cross arm suicide like that. But then you're going to then suicide the loop off your right hand again, should open up both loops, and you can stick back in, so then you're in your normal heart mount. Then, since this is a left-handed heart mount, you can just pop out the front of the left-hand loop, drop your right hand, and the string should come out nice and open, and then you can just find the yo-yo however you like.